second slide.
Yes, sir. Second slide, sir.
Second slide, basically, these are some photographs of University of Jammu. Is it?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. This is, sir.
As all of you know, because some of the friends who are from outside, so beside the main campus in the University of Jammu, we also have 7 offside campuses. So this is some beautiful picture of the Bhadrava campus of University of Jammu, and similarly we have 6 more campuses. One is located in Poonch. So presently I am also director of the Poonch campus, and similarly there is one campus in Kathua, where we also have a UIET, University Institute of Engineering and Technology, besides some other departments, Department of Computer Science and Management. And similarly we have a campus at Udhampur, a campus at Ramnagar, a campus at Riyasi, and some small campus, satellite campus at Patnitop. So in addition to the main campus, Jammu University has 6 more campuses, and total there are 7 campuses of the University of Jammu. Okay. So this is outline of my talk. What is electronic nanotechnology, approaches to nano electronic devices, nano electronic devices in future computers, nanoscale MOSFET, carbon nanotubes, FET, that is field effect transistor, solid state nano electronic devices, molecular electronic devices. So, friends, as all of you know, means there are many fields in which this nano electronics, nanotechnology is basically emerging. So, physics people, material science people, biotechnology people, chemistry scientists, they all do nanotechnology, but their area of research is quite different. So mean in journal nanotechnology means when you talk of to the nanoscale, right? So it is you know nano is 1 billionth, that is it is almost uh, one thousands, thousand times larger than a nanometer. A micron is 1,000 of the millimeter, and one if you see, it is 1 lakh, smaller than the diameter of the human hair. So means roughly you can say nano electronics, where we talk of nano electronics, we are talking of the dimensions, where the dimensions of a device or dimensions of the anything, it may be oxide thickness or it may be a substrate, where the dimensions of or of the order of nanometer. So that is 10 raised power minus 9, right? Now examples of nanoscale, a cubic micron of water contains about 90 billion atoms, 90 billion, and a micron is 1,000th part of a millimeter and 1,000 times larger than a nanometer. So I think you have a roughly idea how much is a nanometer. हमारा जो ह्यूमन हेयर है उसका भी ये 10 raised power 5 टाइम उससे ये स्मॉलर होता है, उसका डायमीटर 10 raised power 5 टाइम्स ऑलमोस्ट. अगर हम उसका वो करें, डिवाइड करें, तो इट इज ऑलमोस्ट 1 lakh times less than the diameter of a human hair. So now how big is a nano? You can just see there are some scales which have been mentioned, and there are some things which the nature has given us, and there are some things which the man has made. So you can have a rough idea that a dust mite is approximately 200 micrometer dust mite. An ant is approximately 5 millimeter. A fly ash is approximately 10 to 20 micrometer. Human hair is approximately 60 to 120 micrometer wide. Your red blood cells, they are approximately 2 to 5 nanometers, and similarly there are many things. And the other side, head of a pin is approximately 1 to 2 mm. Micro electromechanical device, that is MEMS, are approximately 10 to 100 micrometer wide. And similarly, pollen graph, red blood cells. So now, similarly, you have carbon nanotubes, you have carbon buckyballs. They are approximately 1 nanometer in diameter. Carbon nanotubes, they are approximately 1.1 to 3 nanometer in diameter. So there are many things which are coming in the nanoscale. So largely, if we say largely, nano means if something is of the order of nanometer in scale, it may be 1 nanometer or 2 nanometer. Uh, Roughly, if we talk of devices, as I told in my last lecture also, basically here we normally refer to the channel length or the oxide thickness. Oxide thickness, if it is less than 2 nanometer, then the tunneling current starts. Then we normally get the leakage current, and in order to avoid that, we need a larger diameter, larger thickness of the oxide layer. So now you can see there are importance of the scale from up to, you can say, up to 10 raised by minus 4, it is macroscopic. 10 raised by minus 5 to minus 6, it is mesoscopic. And 10 raised power minus 7 and beyond, it is microscopic. So there are physical, classical laws, biological, conventional, and engineering. Almost everything has been done in this range. And physics, solid state physics, microbiology, material science, they normally work in this range from 10 raised by minus 4 to 10 raised by minus 6. And then molecular physics, molecular biology or chemistry, normally people use 10 raised by minus 7 to minus 9. So if the scale is up to 10 raised by minus 4, we call it as a bulk technology. And then if the scale is 10 raised by minus 5 to minus 7, it is micro technology. And then if it is beyond that, 10 raised by minus 8 and beyond, then we call it as a nanotechnology. And up to 10 raised by minus 4, we can all see with our own human eyes. And if the range is between 10 raised by minus 5 to 10 raised by minus 6, we can see with the help of optical microscope. And beyond that, either we need electron microscopy or we need other high-end equipments. So we can also do micro scale by using simulation approach. We can also do the fabrication. But as we go on increasing the thickness and decreasing the thickness, so our principles, they also change. So applications of nanotechnology, all of you who have done their PhDs, you might know material scientists, they use powders, they use coatings, they use carbon nano materials, carbon nano fabrics. Energy people, they solar power and photovoltaics, hydrogen fuel cells, LEDs. Similarly, medicine, biotechnology people, genomics, uh, proteomics, lab on the chip, carbon nanotube, buckyballs, electronics people, they do MRAM, NRAM, quantum dots, quantum bits, and devices at the nanoscale, we need to have a lithography we need to have AFM, MEMS. So one thing I want to mention here that because uh, we always talk of shrinking the dimensions, we always talk of reducing the dimensions, but how we can do that? For example, if somebody has a fancy idea that we can have a very less diameter or very less dimensions, but in order to implement that, you need to have the support of the lithography, because you should have the equipment by which you can transfer the pattern. Basically, lithography is the technique by which you can transfer the patterns, and those patterns can be transferred on the substrate, and finally you get those patterns fabricated on the device. So now technology shifts in computation, a rapid increase in transistor density, that is number of transistors per chip. So as I told in my last lecture also, basically how the technology changes from small scale integration to very large scale integration or ultra large scale integration, where we have now at present we are ultra large scale integration, we have millions of transistors on the same chip. So earlier I told you that small scale integration means we have almost 10 gates or 100 components in a chip, that is known as a SSI. Similarly, you multiply by 10, you have almost 100 gates. It is called medium scale integration. You have around 1000 gates. It is large scale integration, and more than 1000 gates if you have more than 1000 gates or 10,000 components, that is very large scale integration, right? So similarly, feature size nearing the physical limit. So feature size nearing the physical limit means, as I told you, how you can transfer the patterns, that you need the support of the lithography, you need the support of the all high end equipments, means how you are going to fabricate that device. And as I told you, there are some limitations also. For example, if you want to put more number of devices on the same chip, it means you are going to reduce the size. And if you want to reduce the size, you have to reduce the device thickness, you have to reduce the oxide thickness, you have to make a smaller channel for the MOSFET. And smaller channel means then there would be a limitation, there would be a leakage current, that is due to the quantum mechanical tunneling. If the feature size is, you cannot go beyond 2 nanometer, because that is the size of the two atoms, because you cannot go beyond that. And that is why there are many other alternatives, like instead of using the silicon dioxide as a dielectric, you can use high K dielectric materials. You can use HFO2, you can use zirconium oxide, you can use TiO2, right? So there are many material, and this is also a very good research field, that you fabricate the device, you integrate your device, you fabricate the device by using high K dielectric material, right? And then there are fabrication process approaching limits. So there are quantum effects need to be accounted for, power consumption, because as you are making the device small and small, so mean how you are going to dissipate the power, right? So you have to take in account how you will handle the power. So means this increase being dictated primarily by the need for greater computational speed, need for greater computational memory. Increase in transistor density means scaling down device sizes, and device shift from inches to microns and from microns to nanometers. So that is technology shift from micron technology to nanotechnology. So mean you are, because ultimately now if you see a mobile phone nowadays, your mobile phones almost have everything. Earlier we used to have mobile phone, only we used to talk. Now everything is there. You have a high-end, very, very high resolution cameras, very high resolution voice. Everything has been integrated into the same device by putting more number of features into the device. Now, what is electronic nanotechnology? Because here in this lecture, our focus would be only on the electronic side. Electronic nanoelectronics, we refer it as nanoelectronics. Electronic nanotechnology, so now we may be calling it as a nanoelectronics. Nanoelectronics means development of electronic devices having smallest when we say 1 to 10 nanometer, it means the device feature size. Feature size means the channel length. Normally, we talk of the channel length or the oxide thickness. In electronics, nanotechnology makes smaller transistors, smaller memory, smaller circuits, possible electronic devices in computers that can be scaled down to nano levels. They are CMOS, memory, switches. Hello, am I audible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes,
my
sir.
screen is visible.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So presently I am on the screen. What is
It's audible.
electronic? What is electronic nanotechnology?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah. So as I have mentioned here, electronic nanotechnology, now we refer it as a nanoelectronics. So nanoelectronics, largely we can say that devices having feature size between 1 to 10 nanometer. And in electronics, what are the advantages of using nanotechnology? That we can make smaller transistors, we can make smaller memory circuits, we can, and smaller memory means we can now put more memory. So if you see nowadays, when you go to purchase a computer or purchase a laptop or purchase a mobile phone, now one mobile phone, for example, they say this mobile phone is having a memory of 128 GB or 256 GB. So you when you opt for more memory, for example, if you say I want to have 1 terabyte, so you have to pay more, because ultimately they have to integrate more memory into the same device, and that would also cost more, right? So basically these are the devices which are largely responsible for having nano electronics devices with small feature sizes, that is CMOS. Complementary MOS. In complementary MOS, you have one PMOS and one NMOS. They are connected in so as to make a CMOS. And similarly, memory, you have RAM, you have ROM, and switches. These CMOS devices also use, they can be also used as a switch. Right. Now you can see emerging nanotechnology solutions. Emerging nanotechnology solutions, you have many things. You have quantum dots, you have single electron transistor, you have resonant tunneling diodes, you have molecular electronics, you have CNT arrays, you have molecular orientation as bits, DNA strand as bits, uh, carbon nanotube field effect transistor, nano CMOS. So there are huge number of applications which this nanotechnology has given to the world. Memory you have, but one thing is very clear, we can, because you may see many papers, people have simulated, people have done the simulations. There are many software available whereby you can reduce dimension and simulate the device, and even you can also publish in journals. But unless until you can physically achieve that thing, if you have